Hello, my name is Rocket and welcome to a brand new video. Today is the 25th of December, Merry Christmas. I thought it'd be an excellent day for me to make a video about the Postknight Christmas event, also known as the Wintertide Event. So basically all you need to know for the beginning is that once you actually do levels during the event, you will get a token that if I go right down here, it's this token that is called the event token of that specific event. Currently we're in the Christmas one. I like to call this one the snowflake token, and these are tokens that are going to be dropping through your everyday route once you defeat a level or something like that, right? And if you go all the way to the right, you will have the traveling merchant Layla appearing once more. Happy Wintertide! Gift in abundance this festive season. And she will have 14 different items for sale, a bit different than the one in Halloween. Currently, I can actually, if I go scroll up and down, there's only 10 of them, because 4 of them are the equipment I currently have equipped. So if you go to Aiden, because I'm currently in Pom-Pom, and you go to the start here, you will have the Wintertide set. Now, talking a little bit about the Wintertide set, you have the Wintertide cane that gives you attack plus 10, and then you have all the same bonus. Golden Harvest increases item drop rate by 5%. Then you have the Wintertide cover that gives you range defense plus 10 and the same bonus. You have the Wintertide coat that gives you defense plus 10 and then the Golden Harvest again. And you have the Wintertide cap that gives you max HP plus 50 and then the Golden Harvest. Now, if you have all of this equipment equipped, you will have the bonus, which is item find plus 30%. So in total, you should have plus 50% of item dropping, which is, a lot. It's very good for farming specific items if you want. But it's on the earlier stages of the game, because if you try to use this build against like Fracture Forest, you're gonna have a lot of trouble because the stats they're just not enough, right? But they're pretty good for farming specific things, and you can actually use this equipment to farm more event tokens, so then you can buy the other items that Layla has for sale. So big recommendation is you start by buying this. So if you want to go step by step, you can buy the Wintertide cap first because it will give you the most raw stats. It gives you max HP plus 50. The other ones only give you 10. Then I recommend getting the cane, so the Wintertide cane, and then you can get either one that you want, either the Wintertide coat or the Wintertide cover. And that's pretty much all you need to know about this equipment. It's exactly the same things as the Slayer set of the Halloween. Exactly the same, even the stats. Even you see the Slayer salads plus 50 max HP, and then the Wintertide cap plus 50 max HP. So they're exactly the same, but I recommend, you switch that up to the Wintertide one because, it's Christmas. Why would you have the Halloween one? So that's pretty much all you need to know about the equipment and what Layla has for sale. So what about the remaining 10, right? There's still 10 items here. What are their use? So 6 of them are for memories. And now something I want to talk about is that on my Halloween event guide, I actually had a few people in the comment section being really confused on what was the purpose of me getting a memory. And this is something I really realized very recently because, now that I remember, once I was actually trying to figure out what memories were for when I was starting playing, I also was a bit confused on what their purpose was. And I really just told you how to get the memories, but I didn't explain why, what was the purpose of the memories. So instead of telling you how to get the memories, I first wanted to explain why do you get memories, what are they for, right? And if you're watching and you already know, bear with me a little bit so we can all get on the same page. Alright, so in Postknight there are special characters, I usually like to call the bond characters, and there's 2 types of bond characters. One of them are the pets. So I'm gonna use Pom-Pom as an example, because Pom-Pom is the first city you go to, right? And it's probably the city that most people are familiar with. So in Pom-Pom you actually have a pet, which is the wolf pup, that I named Dan. So you have Dan here. As you can see, he's a bond character because he has the 5 hearts on top. And now mine are filled, but yours might not be, right? So I want to talk about pets, and then I want to talk about the other type of bond characters I like to call the love interests, okay? So Dan has 2 options, which is feed and receive a gift, okay? Now, if you want to raise Dan's heart, you can give him a specific item, which is the juicy meat. And you can usually find these items on the merchant at that exact same city. So if I want to give Dan the juicy meat, if I go to Merchant Carl, it sometimes is going to be for sale. As you can see, juicy meat is right there for 5,000 coins. And if you give it to Dan, if I gave it to Dan, if he wasn't full, do I have one? I do have two. If I feed him, he will be, Dan is overjoyed, and he will be happy. And this, the juicy meat, increases 1/2 of a heart. Okay, that's a lot. That's pretty good. Okay, and then you can receive gifts. This is also very important for the other type of bond characters, which is love interest. So if you receive a gift from Dan, you have 3 different types of chests. On the beginning, you will get the wooden chest, which is that, that first one that doesn't really give you a lot of items. Then you will have, once you reach three hearts, I believe, you'll have the blue one, which is a little bit better, so like tier 2. And then once you reach 5 stars, you'll actually get the tier 3 chest that I like to call the grand chest, which is this one right here. As you can see, it's all golden and looks really cool, and you actually get a lot of items. Okay, that's all you need to know right now. I will go back into the grand chest business. That's all I want to talk about right now. So the other type of bond character is the love interest. Love interest are these characters that you find, like Magnolia, that you will find throughout the game that have also, the bond character, the 5 hearts. And they also have a gift and a receive, alright? Now, these love interests actually have a different way of you giving items, gifting stuff. Because Dan, if I don't feed him, okay, if I don't give him food, if I don't give him a gift, for 6 months, he will stay at 5 hearts. Okay, this is something you need to know. But Magnolia, or any other love interest, if you actually do not give her, if you do not gift her anything throughout like 2 days, your bond with that specific character will go down. All right? And you need to give her something every day to keep her heart, getting higher, and your bond with that character to be better. And you can give her a lot of different stuff. But there's usually, there's 4 items that they like, 4 items that they dislike. So if you give them an item they like, you can usually raise their heart by 1/4 or 1.5 of the heart. If you give her an item that she dislikes, it usually goes down a little bit, okay? That's also important to know. But now we're going to the important part, okay? Once Magnolia reaches 5 hearts, okay, if you talk to Magnolia, she'll say, "I've been very busy lately. Grandfather says he misses talking to you." Oh no, it's not this one. Alright, I guess I'm gonna talk to Fleur then. If you talk to Fleur, she says, "Ah, don't worry, you're not bothering me at all. I just finished writing down some notes about newfound herbs. I wish there was more information for me to refer to, but there aren't a lot of books around besides this one my mom has. You'll keep an eye out for her books for me." So this is a new dialogue that love interest will have once you actually reach the 5 hearts with that character. So Fleur, in this case, wants the book, okay? And if I go to my items, I actually have another one. This is the Herb Almanac. As you can see, it has like this yellow golden text. This is actually a legendary item. And you may be thinking, how do you get a legendary item? You can get these by doing S rank missions. You can do it by opening grand chests. So very important would be to have like a 5 heart pet like Dan, my wolf pup. And you can actually get a chance of receiving one of these items. And the other way you can also get them is with the Calamont Merchant. I don't remember his name, but he also has some of these legendary items that you want to give to the Bond character for sale. And if you give these legendary items, once they are at 5 hearts, it's very important that they are 5 hearts, okay? They will give you a memory, okay? And now, what exactly is a memory, If you go to yourself in the book on the left, you have bonds over here on the right. As you can see, you have stats and you have bonds. As you can see, I have all of them at 5 hearts currently. These are my love interests, right? If I actually click on this little picture besides Magnolia, I currently have 2 memories with her. I have this one, which is somewhat a memory that you can get throughout always. You can always get this memory. All you need is her legendary item, which is the Caspid Honey, I believe, okay? And you get these, again, from the S-rank missions, the Grand Chest, and the Calamont Merchant. And then I have this one, which is for the Halloween one, that you need to give a specific item that you usually find on the Merchant. On Layla, in specific, because it's an event item. So you have a memory for each specific event. So you have one that's by default you can always get, then you have one for Halloween, one for Christmas, and one for Valentine's Day. I didn't play on Valentine's Day this year because I still didn't download the game, so I currently only have the Halloween one, and today we're gonna get the Christmas one. So what exactly is the use of memories? Well, practically they're useless, okay? They don't do anything to you, they don't give you extra nothing. it's just something to have. I don't know, it's more for like a completionist point of view. It's like an achievement that you get for giving her something specific when she's at 5 hearts. And it's just a collectible. It doesn't do anything specific, but it's just so cool to have. If you really don't want this, then don't get it. If you don't want to grind the event to get these, don't get it. I like having, I'm a completionist kind of, I like collecting everything that I can. So when I saw this, I was like, cool, I want to get it, right? So okay. So if you give her a legendary item to one of these specific characters, they will give you a memory. If they're 5 hearts, and you need to give the specific legendary item for them. So what happens if they're not at 5 hearts? Imagine that Fleur is at 3 hearts and I gave her a legendary item. Do you still get the memory? No, you don't. Instead, you will get 1 full heart, alright? So if Fleur was at 3 hearts and I gave her the Herb Almanac, she would go to 4 hearts, but I would not get the memory. The memories are only achieved once you have the 5 hearts, alright? Pretty good? Yeah? So that's pretty much all you need to know. So you can basically gift an item to one of these love interests every 6 hours, and I think you can gift them something every 12 hours, I think, right? So that's all you need to know about memories. They're not anything in specifically, that you need. It's not something that you need to be better at the game or have better stats or anything. They're just a collectible, okay? But for the people that are interested in getting the memories, if you're gonna be farming the Christmas event and you want to get these items, I already have one in my inventory. I already bought all of them. So you have all 10 of them there on the bottom. As you can see, they have that yellow bar around them. That's a legendary item. Okay, so there are 10 of them are legendary items. And if you give one to one specific Bond character, they will give you a memory for the Christmas event. Okay, so let's start with Magnolia. Okay, so Magnolia, so she says she wants to cast But Honey right here. So I talked to her again, and now she's referring to the item that she wants. This is for the default one, okay? So if you don't really know what item that she wants, just talk to her, read a little bit about the dialogue, and you can actually get the default memory. But if you want Magnolia to get the Wintertide Event memory, you want to give her the Wintertide sweater, which is this one. So if I give her this, it is a fluffy and warm sweater decorated with snowflake patterns. Oh, you went to Aldor, thanks for the souvenir. And she will give you her memory. If I gave her something different, another Christmas event item that was also legendary, but it was not this one in specific, you would not get the memory. You need to give her this one in specific, and she needs to be at 5 hearts. Remember, if it's not on 5 hearts, the legendary item will give you 1 heart. So this is the Wintertide with Magnolia, and you have the memory, and I obtained it on the 25th of December, which I think is cool because, today is Christmas, or, I don't know, if you want to Christmas 24th, 24, 25, right? So that was Magnolia's memory. Now, if you go to Fleur, we can also give her another, another thing. So Fleur wants the Winter Herb. This one's a bit more obvious, but some of them are not obvious, so I'm doing this to help you get the memories. So the Winter Herb is herbs that only grow during the Wintertide. And thank you, Rocket. Happy Wintertide to you too. And you have Fleur's memory. Alright, so Wintertide with Fleur. Alright, so what if you're stuck at Pom-Pom? You're stuck at Pom-Pom and you want to farm the event. It's not going to be easy because, it's only the first city. But if you actually want to farm the event token and you're stuck in Pom-Pom, Peril of Falls is the route that has the biggest drop rate for the event token, the Snowflake token, right? So if you're stuck in Pom-Pom and you want to grind the event, Peril of Falls is the best place for you to farm the event token. And that's pretty much all with Pom-Pom, right? I explained to you what memories are for. They're basically useless, but they're collectible. And how to get them. I basically told you everything you need to know about bonding with pets and bonding with your love interests. And that's pretty much all with Pom-Pom. So let's go now to Shallow Bay. So Shallow Bay, there's no love interest, but there is a pet it can also catch. So actually talk a little bit more about pets since I'm talking about them. I really recommend that if you're starting out the game, once you have 50,000 coins, just buy the wolf pup, which is Dan in my case, right? The other pets will cost you gems that I don't really recommend. I recommend buying the rings that you can usually find at the merchants that give you special stats, alright? But yeah, so in Shallow Bay, you don't really have a love interest, so I just wanted to tell you that if you're stuck in Shallow Bay, okay, And if you want to grind the event, go to the Siren Shore. The Siren Shore is the one with the mermaid, and actually has a bigger drop rate than the Trove Cove, which is the last level in the Shallow Bay. So if you're stuck in Shallow Bay and you want to farm the event, go to Siren Shore, and you can farm the event that way. And, you know, try using, once you actually get 1 or 2 pieces of the equipment, since they have extra drop rate, put them on and go through the levels and grind them, you will actually get more event tokens. So, you know, it's like a snowball effect, right? So now if you go to Grenfell, we actually have Senna, which is another love interest, right? So if you talk to Senna, where is Senna? Senna, feels like I haven't seen you in a while, Rocket. Drop by more often, Tangerine misses you too. And if you gift Senna the Wintertide scarf, where is the scarf? This one. A fluff and warm scarf decorated with reindeer patterns. Thanks for the thought, Rocket. Stay warm in Aldor this season. You will have the Wintertide memory with Senna. Alright, and what if you're stuck in Gryffindor? So if you're stuck in Gryffindor, the best place to actually grind the event is the Galestep Summit, so it actually is the last one in this case. So if you're stuck here, you want to farm the event, go to Galestep Summit. Right, now let's move to Calamont. Alright, so Calamont has 2 characters. Don't forget there's 2 bond characters here. And make sure you have them at 5 hearts and you give them the legendary item that you can get from Layla to actually get the memory. So first up is Dahlia. So Dahlia is a bit obvious though. Rocket, how are you? I'm good. Was just talking to Father about Emrain wine. You haven't heard about it? It's rare premium wine from Emrain. They say the country is beautiful, but I've never been there myself. So this is actually her hinting that she wants Emrain wine as her legendary item to get the default memory again. So they actually give you hints on what they want for the default one. So if you give Dahlia the festive ale, which was a little bit obvious for Dahlia, great festivities always come with great ale. So if you give her the festive ale, she's at 5 hearts. Thanks, Rocket. Enjoying the Wintertide festivities, and you will have your Wintertide memory with Dahlia. Alright? And now don't forget you have Camellia all the way here to the right. Oh, hi, Rocket. Don't worry about it. It's always busy here, but I'll always have time for a chat with you. We're in some negotiations with various traders to bring in more goods from other kingdoms. I'm personally hoping to seal the deal for more goods from Quiftal. So there's her legendary item is actually the Quiftal tea, I think. So again, hinting you for the default memory. So if you give Camellia, goddammit, these snow cookies, so these ones, sold only in the city of Aldor during the Wintertide. It's an expensive but delightful indulgence. How lovely! Thank you and happy Wintertide, Rocket. And you will have your memory with Camellia. So what if you're stuck in Calamont? Oh, don't forget, this is the merchant that has the default items also for sale. Which one is this one? So, no, this is the alchemist. Oh, it's the old man with Camellia. I think it's your grandfather or something. Merchant Cyrus. So Cyrus has the rings I was talking about that you can trade for gems, but he sometimes has for sale the ones for legendary items that you can buy if you don't get them in the grand chests or in strength missions. Alright? So if you're stuck in Calamont and you want to farm the event, go to Soul Meadow. Again, the last level has the biggest drop rate of the event token, and you can farm it that way. This one actually has a pretty hard boss, so I don't recommend you using the full equipment of the Wintertide equipment, because it might be a little bit hard unless you're pretty high leveled up. This boss is actually pretty strong. So if you go now to the Valley of Gold, Valley of Gold has our last love interest. Alright, so let's go to Asteria. Oh, it's you, Rocket. It's great to see you. Say, I want to see this new piece I'm working on. And alright, if you give her the Clockwork Toy, from I remember, Clockwork Toy, yeah? Wind it up and watch it wander. If you gift her this, what a surprise! Thanks, Rocket. And you will get your memory, the Wintertide memory with Asteria. You know, that's all the memories. So now if I go to my little book here, and if I go to bonds, if I go to any character, I now have the 3 memories, and there's 4 of them you can collect, right? The default one, Halloween, Christmas, and then Valentine's Day. Alright? That's pretty much all you need to know about the memories. Alright? So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up because people are a little bit confused. I just kind of told you how to get them on the Halloween event, but people didn't really know what that meant, okay? So now, if you're stuck in the Valley of Gold and you want to farm the event, go to the Cryptic Hollow. Again, the last level, it has the biggest drop rate for the event token. Alright? And now, if you go to the Valley of Gold, Fracture Forest, Fracture Forest doesn't really have a love interest, but it has the best place for you to grind out this event. Right? That is the Sunken Trail. It is not the last one, it's this one I'm currently hovering over. It's right above Villery. That is the best possible spot for you to farm the event token. Alright? That is the best possible spot. I basically farmed the... It's been like 3 days since the Halloween event has been out. I just grinded Sunken Trail for a little bit, and I got all of the event items and stuff. So now you might be a little bit confused, right? I told you there were 10 items that you can get from Layla, but I only told you about 6, the memory ones. So what about the other 4? So now there's 4 items left. You have the Wintertide Wreath, you have... Oh, that's not it, that's a quick one. See, Camellia. You have the Wintertide Gloves, you have the Snowflake Pendant, and you have the Snowman Statue. Alright, so I'm gonna come to you straight with this. I was very confused on what the purpose of these items were at the beginning. I only had 3 days to test it because I wanted to make the video today. But let me tell you what I did a few tests with these 4 items, let me tell you what happened. So if you actually have a character with love interest, so I'm gonna go back to Pom-Pom now that we're done with everything, just so it's a more familiar town, right? So if you go to Pom-Pom, right, so imagine I'm giving Magnolia is at 4 hearts, and I give her one of these 4 items. These items are very weird. They actually don't increase or decrease your bond. So if Magnolia was at 4 hearts and I give her one of these 4 items, she would actually either not increase or decrease the bond. Alright? They're not a memory, because once you give these items to Magnolia with 5 hearts, nothing happens, because her item is the Wintertide Sweater. So what exactly is the purpose of these 4 items? Well, honestly, I think they're just useless. They're mostly a unique gift that you can give to your love interest if you want to. Imagine, I don't know, you like Magnolia the best. Magnolia is your favorite love interest, and you want to give her a little bit more items, more gifts than the other characters. I guess you can give them, you can give her the Snowman Statue, you can give her the pendant, you can give her whatever she wants. It doesn't do anything. They're practically useless, alright? So they actually don't do anything. I gave these items to multiple characters. I bought like 5 different snowman statues. I gave them to all of the characters. They simply didn't increase their bond or decrease. There's just nothing about it. There's really nothing about it. Actually, if you give these items to each character, they actually have a different dialogue to go with it, but it really doesn't do anything. So if you're talking very specifically practically, okay, do not waste your event tokens and your money, don't waste your coins, alright, on getting these 4 specific ones. So it's the Wintertide Wreath, the Snowman Statue, the Wintertide Gloves, and then the Snowflake Pendant. These 4 items do not give you anything, they're just a waste of money. Talking very practically. But now if you really farm the event, you have everything, and you want to waste a little bit extra on something, go for it. Give this to Magnolia if that's your favorite character. It's just something, it's Christmas, it's something you're supposed to give gifts, so if you want to give extra gifts to a specific love interest, go for it. But practically, they don't give you anything. So right, that's pretty much all you need to know about the Wintertide event, alright? I told you the best locations to farm it, what items go with which character, how to get the memories, the equipment, kinda how I feel like it is. I think that's all I wanted to talk about the Wintertide event. This episode is way longer than the one for Halloween because I want to explain how Bond works with your Bond characters and how how to get the memories, because I wanted to leave that very clear after the confusion that happened with the Halloween event one. Right, so that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Merry Christmas, and I will see you next time.